Round 21 tips. Here we go. Western Bulldogs versus Melbourne. Western Bulldogs. That's a good start. I just feel that the Bulldogs are hitting form at the right time. Huge in beating Sydney, so Dogs to win here. Fair enough. West Coast Eagles versus Gold Coast. West Coast. He might be cooking here, might be cooking. I still like the Suns, but they've let me down far too often. Far too often. So I can't back them to win on the road. Good win for the Eagles here. We'll let you off for the grammar. Davidoff's match of the season. North Melbourne versus Richmond. That was a pretty good game, to be fair. North Melbourne. He's cooking. He's cooking. I just think this is a game North truly put it together. Put it together. Ultimate Team. They're playing Ultimate Team. I heard it crashed on the new A4 game, mate. And smash Richmond. If Richmond do win, I will let Davidoff decide my punishment. Nothing too horrible, please. Hopefully light-hearted. Honestly, I would have just said Richmond Tigers song, Yellow and Black Loud as you can. That's what I would have said, but obviously they lost anyway, so it is no longer relevant. But you got it right. Geelong versus Adelaide. Geelong. Okay, he is actually cooking quite well. Had to think about this one. Gone the Cats because they want to hit form before finals, and it's the Geelong home game, which hasn't met much this season, but I feel confident about this game. Fair enough, he didn't even say Geelong would smash them either. He wasn't actually that confident about tipping them either, so actually, Geelong just winning, actually, that looks like a great prediction. He did say North would smash Richmond though, which it didn't happen, but still, he got it right. Port Adelaide versus Sydney. Good grief! Haha, haha, Sydney! Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You had to ruin it. Oh, he was actually doing really well as well. He was actually doing unbelievably well. Like, he was actually smashing these predictions. And I know he's a Pies fan, so I know he definitely got the Collingwood game right as well. Oh my days. Let's read, because I read this on stream as well. During halftime, I think, when Port was smashing Sydney. It was so funny to read at the time because it looked hilarious the way Port were embarrassing Sydney. But yeah, good grief, Sydney. I wouldn't want to be Port Adelaide this week, that's for sure. I have a feeling Sydney will be reeling after losing bad to the Dogs. So a bounce back win here for Sydney. I think they're still reeling, mate. Oh, this tip could not look any worse. Like, it just, we can't not put him on a list for this. Like, Ben, you are the first stupid idiot of the day. You just made the list. What's funny is, he was the last stupid idiot of last episode. He's actually last on my list at the moment, and now he's first again. That's crazy. Look, Ben Parsons, line, then there's Ben Parsons again. Why am I even closing it? He's definitely going to get something else wrong after doing that. My days. Collingwood vs Carlton. Collingwood is a must-win for Collingwood. Scott Pendlebury 400th game. Arc Nemesis, and beating them twice in one season would be great. Close game though, but I believe Collingwood can get it done. And you did. It's partly because Carlton choked a set shot after the siren, but you still got it done, so fair enough. Only on the list once so far, but actually, wait. No, just once. But I'm trying to think, because of how bad this whole description of the Sydney game looks so bad right now. I'm very tempted to put you on the list a bit more than once, just because of the way Sydney lost. You know what? Sydney Swans, you just made the list. Also on the list are the Gold Coast Suns for being useless. Gold Coast had a nice position at the end of the third quarter. You know what they did? They gave the Eagles a free goal with like 7 seconds left. They're stupid idiots. Only just lost as well. GWS versus Hawthorn. Hawthorn. I mean, I'm glad you backed my team, but we lost. So, I'm not going to give you that one. Just because, even though we're in very good form, the Giants were looking good, and they were definitely favourites in that game. And I think that was our toughest game since we got smashed by Geelong. That was our toughest game since then. So, I feel like people probably could have seen a Giants win coming. Having said that, we did quite well, and we were still leading in the second quarter when I fell asleep last night. So we did alright, but still lost. Can't let you off. Especially after the Sydney blunder. Alright, Essendon versus Fremantle. Here we go. Fremantle. That's another one. It might be strange, but I picking them because of their form, and the finals aren't far away. So to beat Essendon at G would be a statement. I'll probably get this wrong, and Mars McGee will roast me for it. Well, Mars McGee, roast him for this ridiculous prediction. St Kilda versus Brisbane. You know, prediction-wise, that's the worst one of the lot. I mean, obviously Sydney's the worst one, but Sydney's only worse because of the way he described how Sydney would win and why Sydney would win. This is easily the worst one of the 9 predictions, by far. I mean, he got most of them right anyway, but this was the worst one when you think about it. Because Freo losing, that can happen. Freo are the type of team that would lose that game. Sometimes they don't turn up. Sydney were at least, you know, first in the ladder. You know, they were losing a few games recently, but they're still top of the ladder right now. St Kilda beating Brisbane. A Brisbane team that has not lost since the bye round. They've been on a crazy win streak. They're currently in second. They are 2 points off Sydney right now. They could be minor premiers. They got a big chance of doing it, especially to beat the Giants of the Gabba next week. You predicted the St Kilda Saints. Without even reading the description, I just know you've made a grave error right here. How could you even think that the St Kilda Saints were going to stand a chance against the Brisbane Lions? Especially at Marvel, because Brisbane play well at Marvel, especially compared to the MCG. And the fact that they lost by this many points, 85 points. Two of the ones he got wrong, one was 85 points and one was 112 points. He was so confident on Sydney winning this one. Let's see what he said about St Kilda. Upset of the week. The last time they played, the Saints nearly beat them. And I nearly beat them, yeah, nearly. And I think the Saints can play spoiler. This season is so hard to predict, it's insane. I'll probably get 2 to 3 right, but like I've said, it's for fun. Don't know if I'd bet money on an AFL game, but yeah. I feel like in the second half of the season, Brisbane have been one of the... Maybe not the whole second half, but at least the last like 5-6 rounds. I feel like they've been one of the easiest teams to tip because they've been playing so good. Like at the moment, the way they're playing, it's hard to see anyone beating them right now. So like, I feel like they're one of the easiest teams in the comp to tip right now. And what you've done is you tipped the St Kilda Saints against them. I don't know about that one, Chief. So it's 3 times, but because of the Sydney blunder and because of this bollocks, I'm going to times it by 3. Add 1. You're on the list 10 times, Ben. Unacceptable. The video's gone 9 minutes 41 seconds, and it's just been about Ben. Oh my days.
You just made the list! 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 You just made the list!